what made you member of the Hall of Fame? What's your past?
Okay. Well, I don't know exactly what made me a member of the Hall of Fame, if that's the question. The question would be easy to answer, I think, because I won the World Championship overall World Championship for windsurfing in 1977, and I won the overall World Championship for windsurfing in 1980. And I won the Pan Am Cup in 1981, which was basically the World Championship of high wind windsurfing. I won the Euro Funboard Cup overall in 1982, and 83 and 84 I was second overall in the PWA World Cup. So I have a history of some success competing in the sport, but also I have some innovations in the sport. So I built the first telescoping boom. I built the first foot adjustable mast track. The F2 guys actually took that innovation and built the Lightning raceboard around the foot adjustable mast track. I did the first carving jibes, 1980, January 1980. The reason I was able to do it was all the guys in Hawaii had square tail boards, but I had a more of a rounded narrow tail board, which allowed me to carve through a jibe. So sailing in Kailua off Flat Island in 1980, January probably, I was doing carving jibes, and everybody noticed. And then they started making boards with more narrow tails then too, and started doing carving jibes and calling it the power jibe, that sort of thing. I had the first sinker boards at Hokipa in 1981. And in the 90s, I started the whole wide board trend. I made some race boards that were a little wider than normal, 24 inches wide instead of 22, and they were faster. So I went 26, faster. I went 28, faster. And you know where that ended up? That ended up with the formula race class in windsurfing had a 1 meter limit in width because we kept going wider and wider and wider, and they were going faster and faster and faster upwind and on broad reaches. So I started that trend in the 90s, and I won the US National Championship in 97 on a board like that. So I kind of cheated. I had an advantage. But Alex Aguirre was there with a wide board also, and he was right there. So I have a long history in windsurfing.
Last night was a great ceremony with lots of emotion, I would say, with all of you guys meeting after some years. Can you come back about that?
It was great to see a lot of guys I haven't seen in a long time. Willem Blau made sails for me. I won the Pan Am Cup using his sails in 1981. Monty Spindler made sails for me. I won races with his sails. It's great to see Nancy. I see Nancy pretty often because she comes to the gorge. She comes to Maui every year. Pete, of course, Pete lives on Maui. I see him all the time. But it's great seeing Monty. Hadn't seen Bjorn in a long time. I have to say, in 1985, maybe, I was testing sails with Stefan Vandenberg in Gran Canaria. And we were sailing around on race boards going really fast, we thought. And there was this kid who was kind of keeping up with us. And, it was Bjorn. And he was, teenager, and I was inspired to do better, right? I was inspired. I got to keep up with this kid. A year or so later, I was inspired by Bjorn to retire because he was getting really good. My time was over. I was 31 at the time, so that was enough.